Being on this tower 13 years now behind 17, I've never seen anything like it from off the 7th green or the edge of it. That looks straight.
Hey guys, Christo Garcia, my swing evolution. Today I am so excited to share my video breakdown of Seve'S Ballesteros 2 swings. He had his classic swing, and then later on he had his modern swing. And I'm doing this in honor of Michael Lundberg, the 3-time European Tour winner that is coming next week to train with me all week and put on an intensive next weekend. Now, I ended up having to shave it down to just a Sunday intensive. We're going to be working from 9 a.m. until dark because we've got some things planned, he and I, for Saturday. But we are going to be working together all day on Sunday. The intensive is going to be half price, so if you'd like to reach out to me and join in, you can hit me up at Christo@myswingevolution.com. And while you're at it, why don't you hit that big red subscribe button? Yes, we are building MSE to the biggest platform possible this year, and I'm working as hard as I can. But what we're going to be doing, talking about Seve'S Ballesteros, what an amazing talent this guy was. He was a huge inspiration to me. And he had this really kind of a wild driver swing. He was hitting the ball all over the place, but he still managed to win 5 majors. Oh my God, and what a great Ryder Cup career. He was just truly amazing. And I think in his effort to try and tame his driving, you know, he started to do the modern swing and what a lot of guys were doing, and he had back trouble and what have you. But I prefer his freewheeling swing. I mean, he won 4 out of 5 majors with that swing. That's the one that I remember. So why don't we take a look at this breakdown of Seve'S Ballesteros golf swing. And if you'd like to learn more about how I swing a golf club, this is my best-selling instructional video, the Hogan Code. So hit 'em long and hit 'em straight. Okay, guys, we are going to watch some of Seve'S Ballesteros' golf swings. He's one of my all-time favorite golfers. What a thrill to watch this guy play. So we're going to watch his classic swing where he lifted his left heel, and then we're going to watch some of his later swings once he had a more stable lower body.
A little smoother swing that time.
1979, 1984. Both wins at the British.
Near the edge of it.
Ooh, 1980.
Near the edge of it.
So he's just crushing the ball. But here we start to see where he started to fiddle with his swing and keep that left heel planted. And it's, for me, it's just not as dynamic. So, okay, so he's obviously a great player, but 4 of his 5 majors, he won lifting his left heel. And Seve had trouble with his back, and I had heard that he hurt his back in a boxing accident. But at any rate, he was plagued by back trouble. And a lot of people believe that the closed kinetic chain modern swing where you keep the left heel planted is better for your back. I don't think it is. I think there's much more shearing forces on the spine. But at any rate, let's watch his swing in 1979 here. That's just a wild lash at the ball. It's really pretty incredible. He's got a little flying right elbow like Jack. He lifts that heel like Jack, makes a good K with his legs. And so Seve won all these tournaments with his artistry, but he was not known as a very good driver of the golf ball. In fact, we see a Justin Thomas-like move through the ball with his footwork. Yeah, it's, I mean, a little wild, but I think I can see why he was a little bit wild. Now, we're going to put this line up on his ball, essentially. Camera's moving a little bit, but we can see how much space he has with his head behind the ball. Then right in here, I just think he runs out of a little space. And he's got to create it by He doesn't pick his head up, but his legs are jumping. And I think that's part of what his problem was. Now, if we watch this swing at the Masters, he absolutely rips us right up the 17th hole. It's funny to see the Eisenhower tree. But I think that this was a little bit lucky, I'll be honest with you. You know, he's losing his balance to the rear. You know, so his footwork is where he had a lot of great leg action, but they tried to tame it in the wrong way. So I've got a line here, a tush line, and we're going to watch Seve'S swing on number 17 when he won the Masters. So he takes the club inside and up. Perfectly good move. He doesn't really get much more depth, hip depth with his right hip. I'd like to see even more hip depth. He's just getting onto that line. But what we see here is he moves off the line. He's got a little early extension. It looks like he's cramped and he's run out of space. And right here, I feel like it could be Block City or Snap Hook Central. I mean, luckily he pulls it all together and just see both arms extended so early right down the line. And I mean, you know, he obviously rips it and pulls this one off, which was great. But we can see that he's falling off and losing his balance. So with all the natural athleticism, he could use a little bit of, let's say, a little bit more control with his lower body. But I think it all has to do with the way he's shifting his lower body and where his center of gravity is. It's causing him to respond like that. So this is a little better looking swing. We can see that he's still lifting his left heel in this swing. We can see his left heel through his legs where he's lifting his heel. Nice long swing. And this looks to be a little bit more controlled. So if we put a tush line on this one, we're going to see that he maintains his depth a little bit better with this swing. And he doesn't pop off his right heel as quickly. That's another thing, is he has a little bit of Michael Jackson. He's got a little bit of that, you know, jumping forward onto the balls of his feet. But here he's maintaining his tush line much, much better. So here we get to see Seve'S later swings when he's got much more of a stable lower body, which the classic swing, you don't want to have an unstable lower body. Look at Ben Hogan and Sam Snead. They had super solid lower bodies, but they really worked into that right leg beautifully. And what we're going to see with Seve'S here, it's more rotational. He's going to keep that left heel planted. He's still opening up the hips nicely, I'd like to say. But he's still got this little bit of early extension, and I believe he's a little more cramped with the way he's using his lower body. He still has beautiful aesthetic quality to his golf swing. It's so nice. So this is number 13 at the Masters in 1986 that he lost to Jack Nicklaus. Now, he eagles this hole, but you know what? He snap hooks it on 15 and loses the tournament. But let's watch this drive one more time. Oh, that's still a beautiful drive, but we can see the massive body English. Takes it up into a nice set. I think this looks beautiful. I just like to see him off that left heel a little bit. Yeah, and right in here, this moment right here is where I feel this is where his block, his massive block that he hit to the right would come from. Or he's praying that he's going to get this club face turned over. See, the arms are both straight, just way too early. And that club head is going to flip over. Right here, he's hitting a draw on number 13. And it looks like it works out. We can see the body English. You know, and that's what drives players like this to seek out these new methods of instruction, because he was wild off the tee. But my goodness, with such a great short game, he was just practically unbeatable. You know, and here we are moving into later in his career, and we can see a much more calm and relaxed golf swing. But I believe he lost some of his genius. Yeah, this was, I believe this was a 93 match against Paul Azinger. Yeah, much less lower body action. He's got a shorter backswing. And this is where I believe he really, you know, could have used a little more work. His, you know, his arms, it's just beautiful, but at the same time, it's just lost all of the power that he had from his youth. It's so sad that we lost Seve, but I'll tell you, he said, "Don't feel sorry for me. I've lived a most incredible life." I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but he was saying, I've lived a life that you could only dream of. So let's go back and let's watch some of his swings from his glory days.
A little smoother swing that time.
Club.
Near the edge of it. That looks straight.
Hey guys, so let's cut to the chase. Here's my old golf swing. And here's my new golf swing. Five years ago, I started a YouTube channel, and I wanted to improve my golf swing by using Ben Hogan's 5 lessons. Well, guess what? It worked. And along the way, I picked up over 8 million views on YouTube, and I learned how to shoot under par. Unbelievable, right? Well, the great news is I have a brand new instructional video called The Hogan Code. In this video, I break down everything that I learned over my long journey to learn to swing like Ben Hogan. And now you can learn the very same techniques that I used to become the golfer I always wanted to be.